what is a restricted depository account? So in probate, depending on your state, depending on your county, some judges, some counties are going to require that you open up what's called a restricted depository account. Now, those are sort of similar to just a general estate account, but they're a little bit different in as far as who can get access to them and how you get access to them. So a restricted depository account has to be approved by the judge, by the probate judge. So you actually have to go to court, file a petition to name a restricted depository account, and then the bank that you choose has to sign an acceptance saying that they're willing to serve as the restricted depository account. Now, what you do with that account is if a person dies and they have money in bank accounts, right? So they've got just checking accounts, or maybe they have investment accounts, and the estate needs to liquidate, needs to close all of those accounts. Well, you can't just liquidate those accounts and distribute the money to the beneficiaries, to whoever the the heirs, the people entitled to that money. You generally have to take that money and deposit it somewhere. And so that's what we do with a restricted account. We're going to liquidate all of that money, and we're going to deposit it into that restricted account. And it's restricted because the attorney can't touch it, the executor or personal representative can't touch it. Nobody can get access to it without court approval. And so there's some pros and some cons to that. Obviously, one of the pros is it secures the money, it keeps the money safe. So you can't have beneficiaries coming and withdrawing money, and it keeps things accountable. You know how much money came in, and you're going to know how much money came out. So that's one of the benefits of it. One of the drawbacks is the estate might have debts that need to get paid, or there might be a mortgage that needs to get paid. And so if you've put all of that money into a restricted account, now you've got to go ask the court to enter an order, or what we would call a standing order, to make monthly payments for that. And so that can become a little bit problematic, or there can be a little bit of, because it doesn't happen overnight, it can take a little bit of time. There can be some stress between the family members who want to make sure that the mortgage is getting paid and doesn't go into foreclosure or anything like that. So if you're in a probate, if you're serving as the executor, you might have to open up a restricted account. It's sort of very similar to open up any just bank account. They're going to want your identification, have you fill out a bunch of forms and everything. And then once the account is open, the attorney, once they start liquidating the accounts, is going to deposit all of that money, and that money is going to sit in that restricted depository account until the judge says the case is over and enters an order authorizing the distribution of that money.